Hello guys, and welcome to the newest run. This is the Otsusuki brothers. So essentially what this is we're going to be doing a 2-pawn run. So I started out these guys with some really good genes, really good traits, and some scrolls to start off with. Lore-wise, the scrolls were passed down through their godlike parents, and eventually we're just going to make the 2 strongest pawns we can. Now we can't add every single ability to them because of restrictions and everything like that, but I decided to give them both their own set of abilities. Toku there is an Indra incarnate, while Hayat there is an Ashura incarnate, based on the traits. So Toku will level up ninjutsu a lot faster than Hayat, but Hayat is no slouch either. They have some really good genes, which I'm going to go over the genes and traits next episode actually. We're just going over the first 30 minutes of gameplay right now. So seeing as we are children and we have no ninjutsu experience and no real experience in much of anything really, the first hurdle was the Hornets. So we are using medieval overhaul, and this is a medieval playthrough in general. So we have the Hornets that come up and they were eating our pemmican left and right because we didn't enclose the house quite yet. So I decided to take care of the Hornets, and I thought the run was going to be over right then and there because even though we are going to be ninja gods, right now we are just basically special children at this rate. And Hayat there was really tanking things, and he was really basically the brunt of the force behind this colony in the beginning, since Toku really doesn't have any ninjutsu yet. And he really can't help us out and fight too much besides using the shuriken. I did start them out with some shuriken because for hunting purposes and just defending themselves purposes. But for the most part, Hayat is going to be doing most of the work here, especially when it comes to the melee. He's got a Byakugan, he's got some taijutsu abilities already, and he's got a double passion in melee. Eventually, we had a Feralisk start manhunting Hayat there, right after we got some visitors. And I thought this was another case of the run was over. So I decided to use rotation just to kind of stun the Feralisk and get it out of my face. And then Hayat there decides to just snap its neck right away. And that was pretty godlike, I'm not going to lie. Hayat there, once again, proving that he is definitely superior right now until Toku gets his shit together. But as you can see, later on, Toku he's just growing exponentially, just faster and faster. And that's based on that Indra trait there he's got. We do eventually get our first raid, and the first raid was nothing eventful. It was just a naked guy with one weapon there, which isn't bad, not even a ranged weapon. So we do take him out pretty nicely and easily. Thank God for that. I know that we just down him, we just kind of leave him there to bleed out. But it could have been way worse, and as you guys will see later, the real raid we get, it was a little much. So one of those scrolls that I gave them in the beginning is Summon Manda and I should say summoning contract between Toad and Snake. So they are able to summon those big summons, and that'll definitely smooth us out, and it probably will be carrying us. I'm only going to try to summon one at a time so that if one's on cooldown, the other one isn't, just to be on the safe side. So summons are definitely going to carry us until they get their ninjutsu level up, and then eventually we are going to read those scrolls. I believe for Hayat, I'm going to go over the scrolls he got. He was passed down the Shadow Clone scroll and the Rasengan scroll, which I think are extremely powerful. Once he's able to access Shadow Clones, basically a lot of the work will be getting done a lot quicker because I will be splitting him into 3 people essentially. So that's 4 people doing the work of Hayat, and that'll just immediately skyrocket our work. We can't really do much now because we're children, so kind of sucks. And Rasengan is just some extra options when in that melee. He'll be able to load up a Rasengan and just destroy people like that. So for Toku there, he got, I believe, lightning style armor, the lightning chakra mode, and that's going to be absolutely just demolishing people. And the next ability I got from him is the Flying Raijin. Now, the Flying Raijin is going to be absolutely amazing. So there's so many cool interactions you can do with it. So I haven't tried this yet, but this is just a theory. Let's just say I leave Hayat's Shadow Clones at the base, right? I have a couple of Shadow Clones at the base while we go out to raid. let's just say for whatever reason we need to get back to base because we're getting raided and the shadow clones won't be able to effectively battle, I could essentially use Flying Raijin, teleport back to base on a shadow from a marked shadow clone from Hayat, and then I'll have Toku there defend the base while Hayat finishes any raids. Now, how does that sound? The same thing with reinforcements for Hayat there. So whoever has Flying Raijin, essentially, like let's just say I have Toku doing raids and have Hayat at base, because I want to eventually have them do raids on their own once they get strong enough and have one guy at base defending. So if Toku was in a hairy situation and I feel like he wasn't going to make it or he was getting really hurt, I could always teleport back to base and retreat. Or we could, I think just a retreat would be nice. Or if it was vice versa, Hayat could be out somewhere raiding and then Toku could show up as reinforcements. So Flying Raijin just helps out. Obviously, if we ever find another scroll for it, I would probably grab that as well for Hayat, but I'm going to try to have them have different abilities so that there's no overlap and you guys can kind of see what two pawns can do. It's going to be really cool, honestly. I'm really excited about this playthrough. So we're winding down at the end of the episode here, and Toku has already gotten his first Tomo, which is absolutely awesome. He's gaining so fast. I didn't realize how fast the rate was gaining when you have the injured trait, but there's a reason why it's the injured trait. It's supposed to be that powerful. Eventually I'm going to add more traits that are less OP and maybe add one more that is more OP than both intra and Ashura trait. That is for the future though. We're talking about like Rinnegan stuff, Jinchuriki stuff. That is all future update. I know a lot of people are confused about what's coming out, what's what. We have Jinchuriki planned. We have medical ninjutsu planned. It's just not coming this update. I have the Saiyans to go through right now, and I'm working on a major update for the Saiyans. So therefore, Naruto is on hold since we're at the end of this update. You know, we're basically done with the writing portion. But once this update's done, Naruto is on hold. You guys will have a lot of things to do in Naruto while we work on the Saiyans mod and we get that really going up again, getting everything fixed, getting it smoothed out, getting some new systems in there, and really just making the mod fun. Well, funner than it already is, and that's really the goal. So lastly, we get a pretty big raid at the end here. And this raid I was really worried about. You know, they have actual armor and bows and shit like that. That's probably due to our threat scale and due to the scrolls we have. The scrolls we have are worth a lot. So that's why I want to get rid of them as soon as possible, which means getting our ninjutsu level up and getting them red and getting them the fuck out of our inventory there, because our raids are gonna just be crazy. So that's where Manda comes in. I wanted to see how Manda would do, and Manda completely decimates this raid. We have Hayat and Toku just kind of leeching some shooting skill, while Manda absolutely buries this fucking raid. After that, I had Manda take out the last Faralisk, I believe. I didn't want him randomly manhunting any of the children and ripping them apart. So we had Manda take care of it, and we still have Gamabunta, who's off cooldown. So if, God forbid, we get another crazy raid like that, it's a wrap. We'll have Gamabunta come, spew some oil, Toku will fucking ignite it, and those people will burn to death. So that's really the end of the video here. I would like to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys, anyone who's in the Discord. Thank you guys for voting on it and everything. I really enjoy making content for my mods. I really enjoy making content in general. Rimworld is just a fun game I really like to play. It is kind of a little bit tedious to record at times and make really nice, just because there's so many other great Rimworld creators, and I look at their editing and everything and the amount of care that goes into it. I'm just like, damn, this is dog shit. But it's all right. I'll keep doing it for you guys because you guys seem to enjoy it. And I also want to showcase what the mod can do and all the crazy interactions you can do. And if you just think outside the box a little, you can do some pretty crazy things with shadow clones. I was testing before, and shadow clones are absolutely just a busted concept. And then when you add it to anything, it's also busted. I had a colony, just a test colony up, and I was just basically having 4 times the manpower. I think I had her as a cook, but she could also do researching, and just having shadow clones up even for the 8 hours at a time is nuts. And then before I leave the base, I would set some shadow clones up while they were caravanning out, and the shadow clones would just do a little bit of work, 8 hours worth of work while they caravanned out, it's just insane to me how much easier it makes your life. I'm glad it's not a scroll that's easily found. But in any case, if you made it this far in the video, Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for all my patrons who have supported me and my mod making. We're going to continue going. I'm going to continue doing everything. I really enjoy and love making mods for you guys. Thank you everyone in the Discord who voted on this series. And if you haven't joined the Discord, definitely, if you want to know more updates about the mod, if you want to talk to me, if you want to leave some suggestions, or even vote on a new series, or even some series ideas, I would love to have you in the Discord. I'll catch you guys all in the next one. And hopefully next episode is just as exciting as this one was.